to what?
Okay.
How
Okay.
you came? How our dads came?
And then we came.
And then we came.
After our dad.
We did.
Our dads came before us.
We came pretty good. Okay.
And then Gandalf came before that.
Ah.
No.
Oh, okay.
Sit.
Shit.
I think we're good.
You have to be the one to do it.
Yeah, of course I did.
I already did it. Could have used
I'm a
mine.
professional video.
Okay.
Right.
This is it. This is it. Sorry, the intro.
Okay.
After yourself. It's fine. It's,
I can't look at you.
this is,
I can't look at you at all. Hello, everybody. My name is Jack Dixon, and this is the Good Morning Music podcast. Today, I have two fantastic guests, Jamie Gilpin and Kieran.
I'm fantastic. I can't believe it. I'm gonna cry.
I wasn't expecting that introduction.
Hello.
Thank
How
you,
you doing,
Jack.
right?
Yeah,
we're good.
How are you?
I'm alive. That's about it.
Yeah, we're live. We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
To start us off, then, let's talk about just how you started, music and becoming content creators yourselves.
You were definitely the first one to be a musician, I reckon, weren't you? Because
Yeah.
you were born into
Yeah,
it.
you were born into it, then you hopped along. You sang.
Yeah, well, year 6, we've been friends for a while. We've been friends for a long time.
Long time.
You were making music before I knew you, like literally as a baby. And then I think it was year 6, primary school, and you taught me how to harmonise, and then we started doing.
Was it James Morrison?
Yeah. James Morrison's song. We did it for Eisteddfod.
Yeah, that was sick.
And it kind of just. We kind of just went off for a bit.
I know, we
did
kind
our
of
things.
went off on our own ways and came back, and then went off and come back, and now we're back.
And every single time we were doing that, I think we were both progressing at music.
Yeah.
Just constantly.
And now we're back.
We're a unit now.
So I did actually fart.
I'm not-
That's your answer.
Yeah, all right. What was your first instrument then?
Probably voice. Probably
Voice,
singing.
so
Yeah,
singing, yeah.
vocals.
It would be singing, yeah.
Nah, recorder.
No ways.
Recorder.
I would.
There was a little class that we always used to do after primary school, and it was recorder, and then I went from recorder straight to keyboard. I fell in love with keyboard, and then I went from that to piano, and then I went from that to acoustic guitar, and then I think it was electric guitar for a bit. I tried saxophone once. That did not go well.
Step extra, isn't it?
Yeah, stiff as hard.
And then voice.
And then voice properly, I reckon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mine started with voice and then similar, keyboard, piano, then guitar. What else? I don't know, bongos,
Bongos, flute,
cajon,
MIDI keyboard.
all the bits in
Yeah.
between.
So similar.
Beatboxing.
Oh yeah,
Forgot
of course. You always forget
I
that.
always forget that. I don't think that's an instrument. But I
Do you
guess
really
it
think
is.
that helps your creativity then, as you songwrite?
I can write songs in my head a lot easier in a
Yeah.
way.
I think it does because
Yeah.
it's helped us a lot.
helps with rhythms. It definitely helps
Yeah.
with rhythms. I've literally sparked, so I went on a long road of different genres of music through my entire I started with just classic pop, even a bit of classical at one point, and then it went from that to metal, and then went from metal to house, which is what my beatboxing helped me with, and then it went from house to kind of what we're doing, which is like indie pop or something.
I don't know what we're doing. Because for me, similar again. Went from pop like Ed Sheeran. It's only recently I've really come out of that. In
Just
the last
liked it,
4 years ago, I have One Direction songs on my phone, which
Yeah.
I wouldn't listen to
Yeah.
now, but I take things from everything.
I was
and-
very similar. Yeah, just
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran.
Now I come out of it. John Bellion's the boy.
John Bellion's boy, 21 Pilots is my boys,
There you go.
and I kind of sparked that, then, didn't it? That sparked our
It's a bit of a blend,
genre.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, I feel like with the album you're doing now, there seems to be, it's in your own style, really. Like, I can't really narrow it down.
It
to
feels
a
like it.
genre.
That's why we've questioned it so much. We've
Yeah.
tried going, is it just our own genre, or is it just kind of, is it
Is it alternative? Is it house?
I want to say it's alternative pop. I want to say it's indie pop. That's what I would say it is as a borderline genre. But if you were to try and dig into it, it would probably be what did we
aspects.
call it? We called it something, didn't we? Ghost something, right? What was it called?
It was Space Ghost.
Space Ghost.
It was
Because
Space
we like
Ghost.
atmosphere, but we also really like a blend of atmosphere and I don't know, just something different.
Oh
just
no, it was underwater space.
space.
Underwater space.
Our two favourite sounds. It's kind of like you like the underwater atmosphere, and I like the open atmosphere, and it's a blend of both. It's weird in terms of like the sound design behind everything. Anyway, 100%. Yeah.
First songs then. So the first few songs you wrote.
Oh my god.
Would you say they're much different to what you're doing now, or
songs you've written individually or together?
why not both? Explain a bit of both.
What did you first write?
Oh my god.
That's a long fucking like we got a lot of songs between the both of us.
The first like
time.
what jingle or like full song? Because I wrote quite a few things back when I was like 8 to 9.
Start with that, go on.
And that was kind of I wasn't even thinking of genre then. You know, you don't think of genre then. It was just like I come up with a melody and what I played on piano because I played keyboard at that time. But it probably would have fell into pop because I loved Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was my idol, and that's what I kind of based myself on. It was dancing and everything.
I think I'm trying to think of the first one I wrote because I remember playing a lot of keyboard. And that was one of the first instruments I was really into, but it was just covers of songs. It was just songs that I already knew, songs that I was practicing and listening to and going, I could try that. But I think the first song I wrote was on acoustic.
Was it?
Yeah, it was on acoustic. It was, it might have been Little Help. That was the first one I remember doing, like, oh, this is a song. I can make this, I can do this in a studio, which I did, and I put it on a SoundCloud. It's that really rough demo. I would say that's one of the first songs I wrote.
Wow, no, nothing that I wrote back then is anywhere. Only in my head.
Yeah.
I should probably do something with it.
Yeah,
I should probably try and
You could
revamp
turn it back around, yeah.
That would be funny.
I mean, we did
wouldn't
that.
it?
We've already done that with a lot of the songs.
We've done that with a lot of stuff. Yeah.
We've done that with a lot of things.
Stuff to be heard. But
Yeah,
together, the first thing we wrote, what was it?
Oh, it was the acoustic one I was doing, the tapping acoustic one.
No
wasn't
one
it?
was behind closed
Yeah,
doors.
No one was behind closed. Yeah, I guess it's just closed doors or whatever for now.
It's not even finished, so.
No, but it was the first one we got together.
Yeah, and we were like, oh, we didn't even think, let's write something together. We just did, didn't we?
Yeah, because I showed you that, and you're like,
And I added.
that's class. And I was like, and then you got on the piano. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I remember that day quite distinctly.
Yeah.
Would you say it's helped that you've formed your music together naturally?
It fell into place, didn't it? It kind of just.
Like
It started with, because the name's DrESSINGOWN for the band, I guess. But it started with the artist name. So you know, I have a lot of artists. You've got Years and Years. You got this, that, and the other. They're faces to that. The Weekend. There's faces to those artists, and we kind of started with that. Once we got a bit more serious with how we were writing music together, and it kind of just. It spiraled into something else, didn't it? And we were like, okay, maybe this is something together. And we started writing more songs together.
We were already writing at the time, weren't we? We were like writing songs.
Yeah.
We were like, wait, hang on, is this a thing? Like,
Yeah.
we were like,
Yeah, no, that was it. We were constantly questioning it. I don't think we didn't really care at the time. We were just writing for the sake of it. We still are.
we were in the garden, weren't we? And we were like, this is the actual
In our
reason
little
now.
spot, yeah.
This is the actual one. Where Dressing Gown came from. We were in our spot in the garden, just chilling, as you do. And I remember we were just like, I came out with the word, didn't I? Dressing gown.
Yeah. You said dressing gown, and then I kind of giggled at first, and then I was like, wait a minute.
And I went, nah, like, that's the name of us. And we were like, I've never even thought about us being a thing. What do you mean? And then it was like, I mean, we went
We
in.
walked into the kitchen, and we were just constantly still talking about it, and I was like, but why dressing gown? And he's like, oh, you know, because there's meaning to it. There's
Yeah.
meaning to it, especially for you. There's definitely
meaning
there's
to
meaning
it.
to the name.
It's because when I was younger, my mum used to wrap me up in my dressing gown when I was a young kid, and she always has. She still does. And now she wraps Frodo in his dressing gown.
Oh,
In my mum's dressing gown.
The dog,
Now he
man.
likes the dressing gown, so it's sentimental to me, but it's a pretty edgy name, like dressing
it's-
gown.
it's
What the
been-
white black?
I think it works for us because
it
it's.
fits the genre you do, like, because it's not quite.
Or is it Dr. Essingown?
Find out next time. Take it as you will, but
Yeah, long answer. Was that?
yeah.
Do you think it's important that everything came naturally, so you haven't forced anything
Oh
at
yeah.
all
Yeah.
say
in
so.
the songwriting stages.
I feel like if we forced it, we would. I feel like if we forced it, we wouldn't have the time to acknowledge what each of us had that the other one didn't. For example, I know nothing about music theory. I'm all self-taught. I don't know anything. If you went, play I can know some of the basics, G chord on the guitar, this, that, and the other, but I don't know anything. And Jamie's questions to this day, he goes, well, how can you write music if you don't know anything about theory? But then, at the same time, I
did.
Yeah, but then I helped Jamie with understanding rhythms more. Understanding
synths.
like polyrhythms and displacement in beats and how it makes things feel broken, but it adds to it.
Swing.
Yeah.
Makes it sound a bit more interesting way.
I think the main one that sparked something, and I remember it very vividly, was Free.
Yeah, that was the first thing we actually really worked on Logic, where I had the song ready. It was acoustic, wasn't it? It was acoustic, just the piano, and I had all the melody and everything. And then I put some drums in, just messing around, like these big drums. I was like, this isn't going to fit in this tiny little acoustic song. And I was like, whoa, that's made it huge. And then Kieran was like, oh, I'm going to add some synth. And I was like, no. Don't
don't touch my baby, which was fair enough, because you never explored synth. You never and I've been doing it for ages because I was going into house. I was doing all that weird stuff, and I always mixed it with my metal and all that stuff with my other bands. And I remember I put one thing.
You added that. It's still in there now. Yeah.
Is that 16mm synth on just standard Logic preset?
The first thing you hear.
He was like, "Oh my god!"
It changed the game there, and I knew in my head. I was like, I have missed out on a whole world of music here, and I'm gonna explore it.
Which is interesting because a lot of the artists you really like do that.
I know. I think it's the confidence. I was like, nah, I don't know how to do that, so I'm not gonna try.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But I do know now.
Yeah, well, being open-minded is quite key. So when you try.
I didn't even realise I was closed. I didn't even realise I was close to that stuff, but I was.
Yeah.
Was.
Yeah. Keyword. I saw you hesitate to press the key there.
You said key and it reminded me it's there.
So where can you see this album going for yourselves, personally?
Nowhere.
Funny enough, no, this is the problem with us for the most part. It's because we both literally will go from one song and we will be doing that song and it will go, we'll write someone else on the spot and we'll go, that's a new song, and then we're linking different songs and this and that. We literally already have 2 albums. Like, quite literally, we already have 2 albums on the go right now. We have the one that you started, which is all at the moment acoustic, which we're kind of revamping, and then the other one is stuff we've written together. We've started writing loads together, loads and loads together, which is even arguably more exciting because they're just different.
Man of Me is my acoustic songs with Kieran then adding shit. Well, both of you adding stuff, and then both of us editing it basically together.
And then I think the other album, it's
from scratch.
Well, yeah. Well, the album, the other album is kind of like it's all from scratch. It's all new content. It's all new stuff that we've started together. And I think it's going to be called 22.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you already got two separate ideas, right? Which is really good.
Honestly,
it's overwhelming.
It can be.
It's hard to manage, especially with our brains.
Yeah, exactly. You might end up wanting to write 22 more than Man of Me.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening.
But it's a case of just kind of taking it bit by bit now.
We're doing what we want really at the time.
We're doing it for the enjoyment of it. At the now, we're doing it for the enjoyment.
Yeah.
And that's the bit that I personally care about.
We're not focused on like, when we do it, we want to be famous. I used to be so focused on it, but now I'm like, I just like making music with the boy, like.
It's so much better when you realise that as a person that you kind of write it for yourself or just for your own amusement. Is just so much better than.
I mean, we've recorded a lot of stuff. Just in terms of recorded, we mean like plopped our phones up and captured us kind of
in the
freeballing what we're doing, and it just sparks so many ideas and it gets exciting. It gets really exciting. It's almost intoxicating sometimes. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But I really do want to have albums and things to show people.
Oh yeah, definitely, and play shows and stuff.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
100%. Yeah.
You know, if people listen to the stuff and like it, that's a bonus. But the goal is to make music we like.
Make music videos. That's a whole other exciting part of everything. Like, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, well, that was something I was gonna mention. Like music video wise, have you got any plans for that?
Well,
at all?
I started back in college. It's a couple of years ago now. I did music technology in college, and for some reason, while I was doing that, I was getting into photography a lot, which is kind of my job on the side at the moment. And a lot of the people in there are obviously artists. Everyone's writing music. There's a couple of artists. There was a lot of grime rappers and all this stuff, and people wanted music videos. And I was like, I'll give it a go. And it kind of just, that was another passion that spiraled into something. And now we have the means to be able to do music videos because of, I guess, the knowledge that we collectively have now to do that.
Yeah, well, you've got it in the bag, like, so you've got it there ready.
Yeah, pretty much.
How important to you is it being multi-skilled? Like, do you think it really helps, or?
It's definitely helpful.
And the beatboxing.
Beatboxing's also helpful, just drums in general, because you could track drums with the beat, with beatboxing, and then you just layer it over with actual drums.
Yeah.
Music video wise, it's kind of like he says what he can image, and I can
Capture
make that work. Like
Yeah.
I can go, okay, I see what we'll need, I see what we can do in post and edit and blah blah blah.
We haven't
all of that.
explored it too much yet, though, but that's to come.
That's to come when the
That's
music
to
starts flowing out a bit more. We start having real things that we can.
When
show
we've
the
at least
world.
got one track
At
that's like
least,
set in stone, That is
Yeah.
what the track is.
Yeah.
So we haven't yet.
It's all demos.
Still
at the
working
moment.
on it,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's all a work in progress, but it's a very fun work in progress.
Yeah, that's the thing with this album. Like, it's what I'm wanting to release now with this project I'm doing for uni.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like a demo album for you both, so you can
Basically.
actually just have the initial push
Can't wait.
and
Sweet.
show people what you do.
We probably take it to a couple different studios and stuff as well. We're
Yeah.
we're looking into doing it properly.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
don't get me wrong, it's all kind of like nitty gritty bitty, all just kind of thrown out and,
Yeah.
and around. But eventually, we're taking it to a studio and we're getting an album done.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
But it's great that we're here
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
get to to do this for the experience and
I mean, yeah.
Try
to know what we
whatever.
want. Really.
It's thanks to you bringing us on. To be honest, with you could have chose anyone.
Exactly.
You get to do it all for free. You know what I mean? Like,
No one knows that. It's millions
Millions,
of
yeah.
pounds.
No, yeah, we just
Yeah.
paid
Super
loads to be
professional.
here.
Like loads of money, crazy. You couldn't even count it.
Like
with your
10 quid
hands.
from Bridgend to get here.
10 quid. That's
KFC.
what all of it. KFC was like, oof,
I know.
that's a steep slope.
Push-
Yeah.
That's a
pushing
steep-
the boat a little.
Expenses are going up, but it's
Stack a box meal. Yeah, gravy.
Yeah, we're really getting ahead of ourselves. Like, yeah. Even if it has to, even if we have to take it back to acoustic means, we know that it's good because a lot of the stuff we've written, like we have this stool that Jamie got for Christmas, which is a double stool, so we both are able to sit here
Different levels.
and play our own parts on a song, and then obviously over time as well. What are you doing in the mic? Are you trying to you just adjusting you?
I'm just demonstrating.
All
To
right.
be fair, I've hit the mic a few times. Don't worry. Just trying to make me look shorter. That's what you're doing.
Impossible.
But no, we want to
Stand up.
Impossible. You did.
So sorry.
Possible.
We want to take it back. Like if we have to, we take it back to acoustic and we just go out and perform. Like it doesn't have to start with the studio. It would be ideal because we then have the means to show people without even having the necessary needs to play it.
I always
Does that make
say,
sense?
don't I? If the song is good acoustically, it's a good song.
And at the moment, all of the stuff we're writing,
Yeah.
including the stuff, I mean, all the stuff you started was acoustic.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we have those grounds, we have those foundations where we can choose, we can pick and choose,
Yeah.
which is ideal.
I agree with that. Like, for me, a good song could be in any genre.
Yeah.
So, it's just you see it all the time when people cover songs in different genres.
Yeah.
Like for me, that's kind of a key thing. If you try new genres, and
Yeah.
perhaps
Love
make a jazz album instead.
Yeah.
What?
We've got elements of jazz.
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
got
yeah, you
elements
do.
of a lot of different genres because of the types of elements of music we've gone down. Like I've got metal influence in it.
Goodbye Stranger is like metal influence, house, jazz,
Yeah.
R&B.
Yeah.
Confidence.
I turned into Kangaroo Jack there for a
That
second.
was fantastic. No, but yeah.
No, but yeah.
It's weird. Like, I think it's also our preferred melody choices as well.
That's
like our
what
preferred
links
keys,
us,
our
I
preferred
think.
chords. Like we'll always go back to our own.
Because we're very
Your influences
opposite.
are- yeah.
We are very opposite in some ways, but then,
I don't even know how I'm his friend, to be honest. We're very opposite.
like, he's ginger.
I'm Ginge. He's something.
Borderline ginger, like.
No, point is, we're so different, but somehow we're the same in the right ways. And it
Yeah.
works. We somehow works. I don't know how.
In terms of creation, I think it's just because
You have two different sparks.
I know I
which
speak for the both of us when I say we're both equally as passionate about art as a whole. Doesn't even have to be music, photography,
creativity.
Creativity. We're all about it. All about it.
Yeah. That's life.
For anybody who's just starting to do songwriting and to start music, what advice would you give them?
Oof. Just give anything a go. Just give anything. Like if you don't know how to play anything or you don't think you can play anything, anyone can play anything. I picked up a guitar and I had no idea, and now I'm alright guitar. At least I know some things I enjoy playing, and that works with a lot of the music I like to write. So it's a case of try it, persevere, enjoy it. There's nothing in between. Just enjoy it.
Use your ear. Yeah, you can just use. Look,
that's a song, that is.
anyone can do that.
Anyone can do that.
Stupid deep.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Like honestly, just give it a go. If you want to create anything, give it a go. There's nothing stopping you.
Yeah, for me, I think the key element is just perseverance, isn't it? At the end of the day.
It's got to be for themselves, so.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll be very disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're doing it for other people, don't bother.
Don't do it with expectations. Just do it for the sake of wanting to do it.
Loving to do it in the moment, yeah.
Loving to do it 100%. Doing it in the moment is probably the best part about it.
I think a lot of the struggles for beginners is they expect to sound amazing straight away. It's the same in anything.
I'm a perfectionist. I've been down that road. Like, don't get me wrong. It gets tedious. It gets annoying.
We're still on it. We're still on the road.
Yeah, we're still on that road.
Yeah.
Like,
it is a learning curve.
It's a big work in progress. But just give it a go. Just do it. Just do it.
And if you're a perfectionist, it's not a learning curve. It's a learning circle. It's just it keeps going. You don't ever feel good enough, unfortunately. But like that is, it sounds good for the people.
It's part of the journey.
To be honest, mistakes in music tend to be the best songs. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
You know, like
because it shows you're human. You don't want to sound like a robot unless you're T-Pain or something.
Shout out to
Shout out to
your music's
more
trash.
like call out.
Coming on smoke like.
Call out T-Pain.
Give us 10 likes, we'll get T-Pain on.
Oh my god, that would be incredible.
Boxing match. Jamie Gilpin versus T-Pain.
Pay-per-view.
That's amazing.
Fantastic.
KSI Logan Paul. Put it in the thumbnail.
You could be the undercard for it.
Jamie's the undercard. Jamie T-Pain. Oh my god.
Beer knuckle.
I'd love that.
Sorry, we did answer the question, didn't
I think so.
Yeah, but like mistakes tend to be the best things when it comes to songwriting.
Yeah, like voice breaks and stuff like that. I find it gives more emotion into a song.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to be perfect. You don't. Like perfect's great. Don't get me wrong. You can write like someone's spot on with everything they do. Like it's really impressive, but there's that balance. You don't have to. Like some of the best vocalists are people who aren't perfect.
Yeah.
Like Mac Miller's a pretty good description of that. Like his vocal style is unique, and that's the bit that matters.
Yeah.
Because it's just his voice. Like he could be talking, and it's like, oh, that's lovely. Like that works with him.
I think a lot of it is knowing your own voice, especially as a singer.
Yeah.
Knowing your limits and knowing your strengths is very key. It's the same in any instrument. You know, for me, I'm a good blues guitarist, so I tend to use that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also pushing the boat to learn new things is also key as well at the same time. But
it's hard when you when you learn something so much, you kind of almost master it. You get really good at it. It's hard then to start something that you're completely unfamiliar with because you're like, oh no, I'm really good at this. I'm gonna keep doing that.
It's scary territory. It can be.
But
it can be very intimidating.
You got to start. You got to start somewhere to be great.
I remember trying to learn jazz standards for the first time, and it almost made me want to quit music at one stage.
It's funny because it's a battle between I really want to do this. I want to be like I really enjoy jazz, like the sound of jazz chord. Like they're beautiful, but oh my god, they're hard to figure out. They're hard to play. But so good. It's so worth the practice.
Key signatures don't mean anything in jazz.
No,
the
they
time.
don't. No, they do not.
It doesn't make any sense sometimes.
No.
6 and 7, you good.
They just put the tempo as 2.
But it could be 200 on X minute as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know if that was accurate to tempo, but
Probably.
yeah.
I don't know. Never tried a two-tempo.
No.
So for the future now, you've got this first album recorded, let's say. Where do you see yourselves after it's released? Are you going to do live performances? Are you going to maybe just start 22 straight away?
I'd love to try tour.
It'd be
I'd
great.
love to just be what's it called? Like for a headline, like just being one of those bands that are in that mix and just being able to tour or anything. Like I would go busking for all I care about. Like just somewhere where I can perform, and get better at it and learn how to perform. Because I'm far from it. That's another thing that I'm going to practice. I'm going to have to practice.
Yeah.
Performing.
Honestly, it would be great if it does come up. We get the album done and promote it or whatever. But yeah, probably like in pubs and clubs and stuff.
Yeah. Step.
Oh, your
Start
stuff would
small.
sound amazing in clubs. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
definitely.
Especially if we work around getting that backing track working with everything and using the synths correct way, being able to use like loop pedals and all the bits to make it feel like a performance. It's great. Like it'd be fantastic. Anyway, like we got the benefit of having both synths with the backing track and piano. And Jamie being great at piano, fucking awesome at piano. There's great leeway there to go. Okay, we could have that synth where you can actually play the synth. It can be in the background. You can just sing. You could be over here doing this. You could be on a drum pad for all I care. Like there's a lot of leeway.
Somewhere else.
It's really beneficial. It really
yeah.
does work out because it's kind of it depends on where you are. You're in a small venue. You can only fit two things there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like
What really helps-
Use the pre-recorded tracks.
Yeah, we can do that. But what really helps is even if we don't have all them tracks or whatever, because we've written a song that sounds good acoustically, we just play it acoustically and add what we can. Because right now there's only two of us.
Piano, acoustic guitar, couple stands and mics. It's like, all of it.
It can work.
Get a session band for every.
Yeah.
That would help as well.
That would be really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be
perfect.
fantastic. But like, those are like just later down the line. We just figure out as we go at the end of the day.
Right now we're just focusing on the writing and getting it recorded. I think we're just gonna
having fun with it.
play it by ear. You know.
Yeah.
For you guys, is having goals and deadlines that important? You know, does it help?
It's difficult because our heads are always somewhere else all the time. So we're writing one song before we know we're on a different song. We're on this and the other. But we have been implementing brainstorms, your set list, structuring. We're trying to figure out where we can go with this and that and the other. And it's kind of just
we could be too laid back sometimes.
We can be a bit too laid back,
which is great because it helps us write in and we're relaxing and we're having a good time. But
if we have a good time and we're enjoying ourselves, we get more done.
Yeah.
Which is the benefit. But at the same time, it's a case of trying to stick your head down and really finish something. It gets difficult. Burns out so easily.
We don't want to force anything. No. We want it to just fall into place, but it don't do that sometimes.
Yeah. That's just the way it is. Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, not every song is going to be 100%.
No.
You might end up having a song you've written yesterday, but you might finish it in 5 years' time for a different album altogether.
Oh, that's pretty much man of me for you, really.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I remember Jamie playing some of the songs in this album to me when I was in college. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably heard that once or twice walking past the halls. Like,
Would have been.
Yeah. I remember songwriting really became more prominent for us in the second year of college, didn't it?
Yeah. Remember you bloody played It Won't Last for Me on the piano. You wrote the piano for that.
I did.
Back then.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I remember
Years
being in
ago.
the practice room. We were just all together, weren't we? And I jumped on the piano. And you're like,
I was like, yeah, that's probably the first one then.
I guess it's the first one I got in on in terms of music writing with you properly. Definitely. But I was writing my own music at the time, just in a different format, because you guys were on the actual practical side with instruments and performing live, and I was tech. I was recording and using MIDI and figuring out how to record through this and that and the other, and it kind of that works for us. That works for both of us. We have the different means to use those different lanes of knowledge.
How important do you think it is to perhaps study your craft sometimes? Like, go into these places like college and stuff to really focus on music. And
It can be hard, but it's totally worth it.
College was great for me.
So worth it.
With the Beatles stuff we did.
Oh, that opened me up to different styles altogether. That did.
That was a turning point for me with music, I think. Yeah.
It just helped me grow up a little bit too.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Definitely, and I would never ever perform if I didn't do that. I'd be just there to myself, by myself, probably.
Yeah.
I think a lot for me was learning the behind the scenes of everything. So like when you were all performing, I was on the desk. I was doing the lighting. I was doing the PA system. I was there, learning about how everything goes behind. And don't get me wrong, I think part of me was itching to be like, I do want to try and go up on stage and do some performing. Like, but it was incredibly fun, incredibly helpful knowledge wise, because I wouldn't be doing half the stuff I'm doing now without the knowledge of synth, like basic synths and how to quantize and all the little bits in between. It's kind of like it's all helpful. It's all knowledge. It's all useful.
Yeah. Well, how key would you say production is to songwriting, like especially these days?
For us,
Huge.
yeah,
It's a huge part.
Those skills are probably some of the hardest ones you're going to learn too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
it's different. It's a different ball game. I can speak from experience because I've always just, I wasn't nothing to do with the tech side when I was a younger. That's all I knew was the mixing desk. Oh, that's my mic. Just turn it up, or turn it down. The gain of the speakers. That's all I knew when I was performing on stage.
Yeah, I was
my
only,
set.
and I was only showing the bass level. I was only showing the surface. You got compression, you got EQs,
I didn't have a clue about
all
that.
your effects in between, or your reverbs, your delays. That is all just standard. Like that's all kind of like the basic knowledge of mixing and engineering, studio engineering. As far as that goes,
I didn't know any of that when
yeah,
before I went to college.
I think that's what but that's what kind of deterred you from wanting to add synths to songs like Free.
Because I didn't know enough. I felt like I was like, I just know this
But,
basic stuff.
But you've learned.
Yeah,
You started learning a lot over time, and it's just a learning game.
You only learn by
experience.
doing it. You only learn by doing it.
You only ever learn with experience, 100%. Yeah.
Oh, well, things happen all the time now, especially in production. Like
Oh yeah.
when we've gone to record songs, there's been problems in between.
Yeah,
Setting up.
this took long.
This took a while, but
There's a third mic in the corner, but it's not in use. We tried.
We're not good enough, all right?
I'm sorry.
give me a new preamp, please.
Yeah.
10,000 likes.
Ooh, 20.
Just 20 likes, and we'll get T-Pain and Ed Sheeran on. Right, to scrap Jamie.
That's unfit.
I'll still be there.
2v2. That's a 2v2. Yeah, that could be.
Kieran's the referee.
Yeah, just.
Yeah, no. But in today's music, production is really.
Very prominent.
It's
isn't it?
powerful. It's a powerful tool to use.
You can see it as an instrument in some ways.
With stuff like Very Speed, for example, you've got a whole nother world of vocals. That's what I've been focusing on because I'm a vocalist.
Vocoder.
Vocoder. Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Absolutely huge.
Love it.
We collectively love vocoder. We've always enjoyed harmonies. Like, it's the first thing you taught me. It's the first thing we learned together. In
So
a way.
one thing I know very well is that.
And a vocoder is kind of that mix of
Different world of it.
It's a mix of synthetic and natural, and it's just kind of it's so surreal, and it makes something so much more dynamic and
You can
different.
sound like you have a whole choir just on your own.
Yeah.
Like you can sing a 1 3 5 of a chord, or a 7 if you want, because Kieran likes that.
I do like that.
And you like that. I know you like that.
Me just sound.
But then with Very Speed, you can sing the 1 plus 10, the 3 minus 5 if you want. There's different tones to your voice. It's still unique to your voice, but in different tones. It's opened up the world.
And it's
of
still
vocals.
you as well, which is
great
It's
tool.
still you
It's a
because
great
no one
tool.
can really replicate it.
Yeah.
It's still you. Even though it's a different tone, it's your tone changed.
Yeah,
Crazy.
literally.
Crazy.
It's just to be open-minded about stuff like that. It's the same with certain vocalists and auto-tuning and stuff like that. Some can be very precious over it. They need it day to day, and some people are like, I don't like it. But at the end of the day,
It's all preference.
yeah, at the end of the day, it could be something that could create something awesome, or sometimes, you don't need it at all.
Like Mac done it at the end of his song, didn't he? Jet Fuel.
Mac Miller.
He used auto-tune.
Yeah.
We love Mac Miller.
Yeah, it was one. It's definitely an artist we kind of bonded over in terms of our likes for music. That's our middle ground in terms of what we really enjoy.
Yeah, it is.
And we've showed each other music that we both like, and there's a difference. There's a big difference.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of country in your life. There's a lot.
I
There's a lot
did.
of
I used to
country
like a
influence
lot
in
of
the joy.
country. Yeah.
Mine's just old metal, like new or old. Like the newest to the oldest is kind of like anything metal.
You
influence.
showed me Sleep
Yeah.
Token, didn't you? And I like Sleep Token.
Shout out Sleep Token, my guys.
Shout out.
Shout out Vessel, the boy. Like. Fantastic.
I remember my first ever influence really for music was Green Day
Was it?
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But I naturally started liking blues music as soon as I started learning guitar. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
So I kind of went to a different path. Then I was into B.B. King and
Yeah.
artists like that. But yeah, would you say from where you began starting music to now, your music taste has really broadened. And
Huge, ridiculous. Like it goes from like when someone goes, "What do you listen to?" and they say anything, I will play them a song and they go, "I don't like that." If someone asks me, "What music do you like?" and I say anything, I literally mean anything. Like I'll go from listening to opera to Cannibal Corpse. I don't care. I like both of them. It's kind of like, and there's everything in between. Reggae, alternative pop. I like anything alternative. That's definitely a favorite genre. Anything that's different and wants to be new and fresh. I lean to that because it's the future. It is. It's what I enjoy. But to mix an old school feeling style, like to be an astronaut.
Oh, Declan McKenna.
My God, that's amazing.
Have you heard his new album? Declan McKenna.
I haven't listened to the new album yet.
Do you remember we saw him in BBC Studio? We watched him live. Remember in Radio 1 thing? What? The trip we went on up to BBC.
I don't think I was there.
You didn't go to that? What?
Oh, big sad.
Oh,
I wasn't there either, but
you know Brazil though. You know
Yeah,
Declan McKenna.
Brazil, yeah, we recorded it.
Yeah. That's Declan.
Yeah, I know Declan.
Oh, you do.
Taste in music and the like for different genres has definitely got like.
Yeah.
I'd never thought in a million years he would like any kind of metal.
No, but
he's
I'll
opening
take a
up
lot
to
from.
it.
I'll take a lot from it. Redemption Song has got a lot of metal influence. Yeah.
Interesting. It's really interesting. And same with like different types of pop, different lanes of pop and country. And like Declan McKenna, for example, like I didn't think I liked personally. I didn't think I liked that kind of old school feel anymore.
It's like
I thought I kind of left that behind, but it's so interesting to mix that with the synthetic.
It's like modern rock, but with synths.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's fantastic.
Good. Yeah, I like it.
Obviously, it helps with the different vocals. I like a vocal. I like a melody, lyrics especially. And 21 Pilots for me lyrically just
amazing,
phenomenal.
Yeah,
absolutely incredible.
Yeah, for me, I think a key genre, especially where it's all quite experimental, is indie.
I obviously explored that with Gallus.
Yeah,
quite a bit. Like Catfish and the Bottlemen and the Kooks.
Yeah, oh, I love the Kooks.
Yeah, some good stuff.
Indie rock, indie pop, indie metal. I think is indie reggae.
Reggae,
but like
it's probably indie new
like
wave
reggae
stuff
pop
like that.
kind of
Yeah,
indie house.
Indie house
probably is.
Well, deep house is kind of
it just
that. Yeah,
goes into a bit of everything.
Yeah.
And I feel that having those elements where you can just go, oh yeah, it could be indie rock one day, but go to indie reggae or indie funk even, something like that.
Funk, that sounds class. We haven't tried that.
Sounds class.
You know, it means you're not stuck to just one thing all the time. And I really like that personally. It means you get to learn more things. And
indie funk is probably like Daft Punk, isn't it?
Yeah, that's like electro funk, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is
but,
that.
Yeah, no, it is. I think a lot of people identify the different as indie, which is good because that's kind of what we enjoy. We enjoy the indie.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's gonna wrap everything up.
That's a wrap.
Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for watching.
Yes.
Please like and subscribe.
Or no, or don't.
Or just
dislike. You're not going to see the count anyway, so they took that off ages ago.
If you dislike it 10 times, then there's not going to be any T-Pain here. Sorry. So
if you dislike it 5 times, I will show up in your cupboard.
Yeah, and if you
like, subscribe. Yes, absolutely.
This has been the Good Morning Music podcast. Have a good day.
Whoa.
Okay, so. Oh, I'm gonna have so much to
That's
edit.
a great intro. No, it's great. Nothing edited at all.
Yeah, fantastic. Anyway, yeah.
Smack that.
I'm so sorry.
Right.
Go.
Right.
After you.
For anybody who's just.
It's too early. Oh. You're Italian.
After you, mate. I'm Italian. Alright.
That's made it worse.
Compose.
Let's do it.
Just clap and go for it. That's all you got to do.
Right. I'm gonna stop looking at you.
Just look forward to it.
Okay. I just stare into the camera. We're keeping this in. This is staying in, yeah?